My husband is a fortune teller. Every time I ask him when he'll marry me, he always does a divination, and every divination shows an ill omen. Manue, it is not that I don't want to marry you. It is just that the omen is extremely inauspicious, not suitable for marriage. He divined 9 times, every time an ill omen. One day, I overheard him talking with his confidant. Clearly, every time it has been very auspicious. Why does the young master lie to Miss Manue? The family needs assistance. I can't marry her. At least, not right now. I didn't expose him, but I changed my question. Can you divine for me who my destined person is, and where they might be? He was silent for a long while, then did a divination. Tomorrow at noon at the city gate, look for an unconscious man. He is your destined husband. I smiled. All right. I really went to find him, and sure enough, saw the unconscious deposed crown prince. I climbed onto the carriage and accompanied him into exile. 3 years later, the prince and I returned to the capital. Lin Heng broke down. That day's divination was just something I made up on the spot. It doesn't count. When I was young, I wandered the streets, fighting beggars for food. It was Lin Heng who brought me back to the manor, gave me clothes to wear, let me eat my fill, taught me to read and write. The lady saw I'd grown up pretty, and made me Lin Heng's child bride. It was a sunny, warm afternoon. I was making decorative knots beside the lady. The lady said with a smile, "When Manyu grows up, she'll marry Henger." Lin Heng was reading by the window, sunlight enveloping the young man. His eyes and brows were gentle, and he smiled faintly, indicating his tacit consent. I was happy too, I thought. Marry meant becoming family, and Lin Heng treated me extremely well. Every time he came back from private school, he'd use his saved silver to buy me candied hawthorns. Father Lin was a 7th rank minor official, and the Lin family wasn't well off. Lin Heng took the imperial preceptor as his mentor and became a diviner. I admired Lin Heng quite a bit. Thinking he was omnipotent, I asked him, "Then divine for us, when will we get married?" Lin Heng smiled as he fiddled with the tortoise shell. When the divination came out, the smile in his eyes deepened, but he said, "It is an ill omen. Let's talk about marriage later. Manue, you don't need to rush." I was unhappy, but I really wasn't in a hurry. Every year after that, I'd ask once, all great misfortune. There was no way I couldn't be anxious now. Lin Heng was 3 years older than me. He kept delaying his engagement, and quite a few noble ladies in the capital admired him. I heard that even the imperial preceptor's daughter wanted to marry Lin Heng. I saw with my own eyes the 2 of them releasing lanterns together. I was very unwilling. I went to find Lin Heng early and had him divine again, but I accidentally overheard a conversation between Lin Heng and his confidant. "Young master, why are you deceiving Miss Manya? The divination for you two's marriage fate is greatly auspicious." Lin Heng remained silent for a long time, then let out a long sigh. "The family needs support. My mentor wants me to marry his daughter. I cannot disobey." "This is the only way for now?" his confidant asked. "Then what about Miss Manue, right? If Lin Heng is marrying up, then what about me? These past few years, the wedding dress and bridal veil have already been embroidered. Everyone says I am his bride. Now suddenly things have changed. I can't adapt all at once. Heart racing, blood flowing backwards. I am completely dumbfounded." Lin Heng's voice, tinged with melancholy, drifted out of the room. "If she is willing, she can stay by my side, and when the time is right, I'll take her as a concubine. Ladies, hold my earrings. After 10 years of gaslighting her with fake bad wedding omens, this man has the sheer audacity to suggest making her a concubine. He wants the rich wife for his career and Manue as his secret side piece. This isn't just a red flag, it is a whole crimson parade. He treated her loyalty like a clearance sale option. I am so glad she didn't storm in and scream. She just quietly realized his worth, which is absolute 0, and leveled up immediately. Become a concubine. During the years I lived on the streets, I witnessed firsthand how many concubines from wealthy families were driven out by their mistresses. I didn't want to be a concubine. In just one night, my mindset completely changed. I didn't go confront Lin Heng, nor did I ask the madam to stand up for me. The Lin family has treated me well, never wronged me. Lin Heng is even my savior, it seems. I don't even have the confidence to question him. I don't want to make things difficult for anyone either. I can understand the Lin family's difficult situation. I understand everyone, except I don't quite understand myself. I clearly like Lin Heng so much, and don't want to leave the Lin family. But strangely, deep down I know very clearly that I don't want to keep dragging this on anymore. Year after year of waiting, hopes dashed every time. After it happens enough times, you stop expecting. My heart felt like someone had slashed it open and poured a bowl of aged vinegar over it, both astringent and sour. So the 10th time I went to Lin Heng for a divination, I changed my approach. Then help me divine this. Who exactly is my destined match? And where is he right now? I smiled, my expression earnest. Lin Heng furrowed his brows slightly, his pupils reflecting my smiling face. He opened his mouth, wanting to correct my wording, but the words seemed to be swallowed back down. Finally, he made his decision and performed a divination in front of me. Tomorrow at noon, in the direction of the city gate, find an unconscious man. He is your destined match. I was overjoyed and clapped my hands in front of Lin Heng. Wonderful. I turned to leave. Lin Heng called out to me, Manue. I turned my face to the side, blinked, and looked longingly at Lin Heng's handsome face. Whatever you want to do it openly and boldly. Don't look back. Even if he looked back, I wouldn't be there anymore. I smiled in farewell. Lin Heng's Adam's apple bobbed, words stuck in his throat, but in the end he said nothing. Next day at noon, I truly went to search for the person, and I really did see a plain carriage at the city gate. Inside lay the unconscious deposed crown prince, covered in blood, just dragged out from the imperial prison, about to be exiled to the northern frontier. I held a bundle in my arms. The man escorting the carriage had bloodshot eyes, and looked like the deposed crown prince's trusted aide. You woman, why are you blocking the carriage? Now anyone can bully my master. The man looked like he was about to cry. I hurriedly coaxed him. No, I won't bully anyone. He is my destined one. I'll accompany him into exile. With that, ignoring the man's surprise, I had already nimbly climbed onto the carriage. The man was very guarded and tried to drive me away. But the next moment, the deposed crown prince suddenly coughed up blood. I made a snap decision to support his upper body and gently patted his back to ease his discomfort. Seeing this, the man was astonished. My master doesn't get close to women. Don't you dare be presumptuous. He was about to shed tears again. The deposed crown prince looked like he was about to die. I couldn't care about anything else and lowered my head to directly give him mouth. To mouth. At this, the man nearly fainted from shock. His horrified expression seemed to say, My master is no longer pure. The guards were urging us on. The man had no choice but to continue the journey. And at this moment, the deposed crown prince finally resumed breathing. I breathed a sigh of relief. Though the carriage was crude, I inexplicably felt a sense of belonging. I didn't know who I really was, or where I came from. I couldn't return to the Lin family either. Right now, the deposed crown prince had become my concern. He was extremely handsome. Even though he was covered in wounds and his face was pale as paper, it couldn't conceal his peerless elegance. I suddenly recalled many years ago when I was chased and bitten by vicious dogs on the street, fleeing all the way, and accidentally crashed into a noble's horse. I looked up and saw the young noble was delicate and refined, like carved jade. He seemed to carry his own radiance, with heavenly light suddenly appearing above his head. Such a noble of royal blood actually jumped down from his horse and personally used his riding whip to drive away the vicious dogs. Little brother, are you all right? The crown prince mistook me for a boy. He also ordered someone to buy me hot meat buns. That day was the first time I had eaten my fill since I could remember, and precisely because I was saved, I met Lin Heng not long after and was brought home by Lin Heng. So, you see, Lin Heng was my benefactor, and how could the deposed crown prince before my eyes not be one as well? Fate is truly wondrous beyond words. In my bundle I had hidden meat buns wrapped in oil paper. I took one out and held it to the deposed crown prince's lips, black pork-filling buns so fragrant. Do you want to open your mouth and try it? If you don't eat it, I am really going to eat it. Am so fragrant, Your Highness, does it hurt? If it hurts, just make a sound. Your Highness, you are really good, looking, even better looking than the male characters in picture books. I am your destined person. Master Shaolin from the Imperial Observatory personally cast divination for me. I chattered on and on for the entire day, my mouth dry and tongue parched. The deposed crown prince had no reaction whatsoever. I checked his breathing, still alive. Since he is my destined person, he absolutely cannot die. When night fell, the convoy rested along the way. After all, he was the deposed crown prince. Although the guards were quite rude, they didn't dare to actually let him die, and even brought him a thin bedding. The night dew was cold, and the deposed crown prince's breathing gradually weakened, his whole body ice cold. Out of instinct, I wrapped the two of us together in the bedding, trying to warm him up. The bloody smell mixed with cold pine fragrance on his body wasn't particularly unpleasant. As if possessed, I grabbed his hand and slowly moved it up along my lower abdomen. Resting my chin on the deposed crown prince's shoulder, I deliberately told him, "Your Highness, do you still remember many years ago, on Vermilion Bird Street, the beggar boy who was bitten by vicious dogs? Actually, I am not a boy. I am a girl. Your Highness, can you feel it?" Sleeping together with someone really was effective. The deposed crown prince's cold body warmed up at an extremely fast pace. I don't know how many times I had checked his breathing when I noticed his earlobes were slightly flushed. I was quite surprised and leaned in to look more closely. "Your Highness, can you hear me speaking?" The other party still gave no response, but his earlobes became even redder. I thought this was a reaction from me warming him up, so I became even more enthusiastic. During the day, I let the deposed crown prince lie in my arms. He kept sleeping, but his sword-like brows were always furrowed, as if enduring great pain. I also discovered that the tendons in his hands and feet had all been severed. I wonder if he'll be able to stand up in the future, and whether he'll be able to hold a brush and write again. I heard that the deposed crown prince was quite skilled at painting, and the things he painted were lifelike. He was also talented in both literature and martial arts. Why did he end up with such a fate? I couldn't help feeling melancholy, and talked a lot with the crown prince along the way. From how I fought with wild dogs for food when I was young to my days after being picked up by Lin Heng and brought back to the manor, as well as the divination about my marriage with him. On this day, just as the convoy left the southern border and was passing through a forest, the horses suddenly neighed. The carriage came to an abrupt halt. An arrow shot through the air with a whistling sound. I held the deposed crown prince tightly, almost embedding him into my embrace. Men in black surged out from the forest. I heard someone give the order, "Kill the deposed crown prince, and everyone will be rewarded." Sure enough, they were coming for the crown prince. I don't know where I got the courage, but I swore to the deposed crown prince, "Your Highness, if you live, I live. If you die, I die too. Don't be afraid. I'll risk my life to protect you. You are my future husband. I can't become a widow." I spoke with bold determination. The trusted aide lifted the carriage curtain, looking speechless. After several days together, he was no longer as resistant to me as he was at first. You take the master and go first. Don't look back." "Oh right, my name is Qingmo." What, entrusting the deposed crown prince to me? This could be considered trusting me. Without a word, I carried the deposed crown prince on my back. He was tall, but the immense torment and days of unconsciousness had left him quite thin. I can totally carry it. Getting off the carriage, I didn't look back and ran wildly into the woods. With things in the woods for cover, I could hide better. I don't know how long I ran, but I vaguely heard someone coughing. But when I focused to listen again, I couldn't hear it anymore. I was exhausted. I found a bush, gently put down the deposed crown prince, then huddled together with him to hide. I was panicking myself, but still took the time to comfort him. "Your Highness, don't be afraid. I am here. If someone really comes to kill us later, don't be afraid either. You are unconscious anyway. So a blade goes in white and comes out red, and it'll be over in one strike." Suddenly, I seemed to hear a muffled cough again, but before I could react, a sword energy came straight at me. My whole body went cold. At that critical moment, I actually still wanted to shield the deposed crown prince. Was I going to die here today? I hadn't worn my wedding dress yet, hadn't seen the scenery of the Northern Territory, and hadn't officially married the deposed crown prince. Didn't Lin Heng say that the deposed crown prince and I were destined to be together? How could a destined match kick the bucket so easily? I closed my eyes, calmly accepting death. If I had to die, I'd die in peace. However, the next moment, I didn't experience the pain I'd imagined. A great force pushed me away. When I opened my eyes again, I saw the deposed crown prince alive. He had seized the sword from the assassin's hand and killed him instead. His movements were swift and decisive, but just as the deposed crown prince tried to stand up, his knees suddenly buckled forward, and he spat out a mouthful of black blood. The longsword in his hand clattered to the ground, and when he tried to pick it up again, he couldn't muster any strength. That moment just now was like a final burst of energy before death. Fortunately, only one black-clothed pursuer had caught up. Your Highness. The deposed crown prince slowly looked at me with a complicated expression. Then he collapsed to the ground. His blood-stained white robes became even more filthy. Your Highness, let me help you sit up. I pressed the deposed crown prince's head against my shoulder, continuously stroking his chest to help regulate his breathing. Your Highness, don't move around. You've almost bled dry. Turning into a dried corpse wouldn't look good. When Qing Mo arrived with his men, he saw the deposed crown prince's face flushed red and neck thick. Qing Mo glared at me. What did you do to the master? I felt wronged. I didn't do anything. The white-robed man accompanying them crouched down to check the deposed crown prince's pulse. At first his brows furrowed tightly, but soon his eyes lit up. This, the poisoned blood that had accumulated in His Highness's heart, has actually expelled itself. This is truly wonderful news. Qing Mo was stunned. Didn't you say before that there was no cure? He looked at me with a strange expression and bowed deeply to me. Miss Man Yue, I misunderstood you before. You really do have a way. The man in white also cupped his hands. I am Bai Yu. May I ask what method Miss Manue used earlier to detoxify our master? Please continue, miss. There is still residual poison in our master's body that needs to be cleared out. I am at my wit's end. I really didn't do anything, Your Highness. The deposed crown prince fell unconscious again. Qing Mo and Bai Yu became anxious, pressing me with questions about what method I used to make their master cough up poisoned blood. After a round of questioning, Bai Yu seemed to have figured something out. Miss Manue, anything that can make our master feel emotions, or any action that can provoke a reaction from him, is worth trying. Innocent as I am, I still didn't understand. Bai Yu touched his nose, his smile tinged with a hint of mischief. Miss Manue, why not try flirting with our master a bit? These matters between men and women are most likely to excite people. Once all the poison blood in our master's heart is expelled, he'll wake up. Flirt. Is it what I am thinking? I've read countless storybooks after all. I've also seen quite a few picture books. After all, I am already 23 years old, long hoping to get married. How could I not understand anything? Oh, I agreed. This isn't difficult. Just need to cast aside my modesty. The procession continued on its way, now with a legitimate reason to touch the deposed crown prince. I lifted the bloodied clothes from his body, only to see the fabric had stuck to the scabbed flesh. With a slight tug, skin and flesh came off with it, a shocking sight. I felt both heartbroken and disappointed, muttering to him, I wanted to see Your Highness's abs, but now I am not in the mood. Such a fine body. How did it get injured like this? What a shame. I was deeply distressed. During the process of cleaning the wound, I would occasionally hurt him. While applying medicine, I would lean in and blow on it. Blow on it and it won't hurt anymore. What surprised me was that the deposed crown prince was quite sensitive. I hadn't even formally made my move on him yet. But over the next few days, he coughed up black blood several more times. Bai Yu was overjoyed and directly sold out the deposed crown prince. Miss Manyu, you've made a great contribution. Keep up the good work. Why don't you just consummate the marriage with the master? The next moment, the deposed crown prince in my arms suddenly opened his eyes. Although his limbs were crippled, he could still use his core strength to prop himself up. With his movement, another large mouthful of black blood came gushing out. He was completely awake. A pair of deep, dark eyes stared fixedly at me. The deposed crown prince spoke very little. After continuing the journey, he was almost silent, either sleeping or resting with his eyes closed. But I was talkative, chattering on and on. Your Highness, I've also learned a thing or two from Lin Heng. Looking at Your Highness's features, you are a person of great wealth and nobility. Your Highness must never give up. Your Highness's bone structure is different from ordinary people. These past few days I've noticed that the wounds on Your Highness's body have greatly improved. Your Highness, do you remember that little beggar from back then? I am a genuine woman. Finally, the deposed crown prince opened his eyes. Though weak, his eyes were dark, bright, and clear, like an ancient pool that had been silent for millions of years, without a trace of impurity. Their eyes met, his gaze swept across my chest, and he suddenly coughed dully. Cough, cough, cough. I hurriedly patted his back. Your Highness, cough slowly. Are you uncomfortable somewhere? The deposed crown prince slowly spoke, Xiao Jingzi. His voice was magnetic and deep, like a traveler who had journeyed millions of miles. I was confused. What? The man caught his breath, leaned back slightly. He was always distant, not wanting to get too close to me. Xiao Jingzi, my name. You don't need to call me Your Highness anymore. I am already a deposed person. Xiao Jingzi. What a nice name. So much better than Your Highness. I happily called out, Ah, Z, cough cough. The man started coughing again. I finally got it. He is really sensitive. Just a form of address made him lose his composure. Over the next short while, I finally managed, bit by bit, to help Xiao Jingzi change out of his blood-soaked clothes. No choice. All the wounds were stuck to the fabric, could only clean them one by one. Xiao Jingzi and I worked things out for a while, barely able to reach an understanding, naturally, except when he needed to relieve himself. On this day, we finally arrived at the northern border. Though we experienced several assassination attempts along the way, they were all close calls without real danger. The people who came to receive us all knelt down in salute. Your Highness, you've suffered. I see it clearly now. These people are all Xiao Jingzi's men. Great, I can live a stable life again. It seems Lin Heng didn't lie to me. That divination was indeed an auspicious sign. The residence has long been prepared. When Xiao Jingzi was carried into his bedroom, I very consciously followed in with my bundle. Qingmo and Bai Yu were not surprised at all, but Xiao Jingzi himself was very uncomfortable. Man Yue, you sleep in the room next door. I refused. That won't do. Ah Z, you can't move around easily right now. I need to take good care of you. Anyway, what I should and shouldn't have seen, I've already seen it all. You don't need to feel awkward. The few people in the room pressed their lips together, holding it in hard, shoulders trembling. Xiao Jingzi's pale, handsome face flushed red. Bai Yu was overjoyed. Miss Man Yue, keep going. You must keep the master emotionally agitated. This way, the blood flow accelerates and can maximize the medicine's effect. Qingmo also chimed in. The divine physician has arrived at the Northern Territory and will be able to reconnect the master's hand and foot tendons right away. We'll have to trouble Miss Man Yue to take meticulous care of the master. Excuse me while I fan myself. She really looked at this man getting his bones set and said, I read in a medical journal, Aka, a spicy romance novel, that making out is the best anesthesia. And he let her, the tension, the innocence mixed with absolute thirst. This is the cutest, steamiest misunderstandings I've ever seen. Step aside, morphine. We're using vitamin K-ist today. If this isn't true love, I don't know what is. Qingmo emphasized the words take care. I roughly understood what exactly I should do. I went to fetch warm water and wipe Xiao Jingzi's face and hands, praising him from time to time. Z is really amazing. You actually made it to the Northern Territory. Has anyone ever told Z that you are really good? Looking, simply a feast for the eyes. Z, your voice is also pleasant. You should talk more. Xiao Jingzi's handsome face gradually warmed to red seeing this. I felt quite a sense of accomplishment. But after nightfall, I was still driven to the room next door. After days of traveling, I was truly exhausted and quickly fell into a deep sleep. The bedding had been sun-dried and had the scent of sunshine. I slept soundly, and this feeling was just like the day I was brought back to the manor by Lin Heng. He had a home again. What I didn't know was that in the room next door, they were discussing how to deal with me. Inside the room, the lamplight was dim as a bean. Several people surrounded the bed, looking at the crown prince who was once as elegant as orchids and jade trees. The strategist was very cautious. According to what Master said, Miss Monue used to be from the Lin Manor, and was even Lin Heng's child bride. Moreover, it was Lin Heng who read her fortune, and only then did she come to Master. This, no matter how you look at it, it seems deliberate. Could she be a spy? Lin Heng and the Imperial Preceptor belonged to the First Prince's faction, so no wonder the strategist was overthinking. Qingmo and Bai Yu immediately refuted. Absolutely impossible if not for Miss Monue. Master would have died countless times already. Would the Imperial Preceptor and Lord Lin be so kind-hearted sending a spy to save Master? The strategist pondered. Perhaps she is trying to gain Master's trust first, then extract intelligence. Bai Yu refuted again. Does Miss Monue have the brains for that? The strategist was speechless. Everyone looked toward Xiao Jingzi, leaving the final decision to him. Master, so should Miss Monue stay, or be silenced? The man lying on the bed had deep, brooding eyes, not knowing what he was thinking. No rush. Let's observe for a few more days. Yes, master. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Lin manor in the capital was in complete chaos. Lin Hang had only casually made up a lie, but discovered that Chu Munyu, who had been kept by his side for years, was gone. After several days of searching, his spy finally brought news. My lord, the carriage that appeared at the city gate that afternoon. There was only one. It was the deposed crown prince's carriage. Moreover, according to our spy's report, there is indeed an additional woman by the deposed crown prince's side. Based on the description, she really does resemble Miss Manyu. Lin Hang's body swayed, inexplicably panicking for a moment. It felt like something important had quietly disappeared, never to return. After Xiaojing's body was nursed for a few days, the divine physician began reconnecting his tendons and repairing his broken bones. Reconnecting the tendons was still bearable, but his leg bones needed to be shattered first, then reconnected. I watched Xiaojingzi suffer with my own eyes, but he didn't make a sound. Before long, his entire body was soaked with sweat. The veins on his neck bulged from enduring the extreme pain. Seeing him like this, my heart was burning with anxiety. Xiaojingzi's lips had already been bitten bloody by himself. Looking at his lips, I suddenly thought of something, so I lowered my head and kissed his lips. The storybooks say this can ease the pain. We stared at each other wide-eyed, the stormy waves in his eyes seeming to freeze. I don't know how much time passed before I lifted my head and asked him, Z, has your pain eased? Xiaojingzi froze. He slowly turned his face away. The divine physician was still continuing to set the bones, and his body was trembling. I was completely confused. Was it ineffective? I heard the iron hammer in the divine physician's hand continue to strike Xiaojing's bones, and couldn't help but feel my scalp tingle. My heart grew even more anxious. Could it be that my method was wrong? Or was the position wrong? The force wrong? The rhythm wrong? The entry point wrong? Exactly what was wrong? I steeled myself. Don't worry, I'll try again. So I straightened Xiaojing's face and kissed him once more. This time, I tried again and again, various angles, various entries, inside the room. Aside from the divine physician, Qingmo and Baiyu kept taking deep breaths. It wasn't until the divine physician said the bone setting went smoothly that I finally lifted my head. I was already breathing unevenly. I hadn't expected this thing would be so exhausting. Xiaojingzi hadn't passed out. His pupils were normal, and he had energy. His face, pale from excessive blood loss, had actually been kissed red. His lips were even more swollen. I hadn't felt anything just moments ago, but now my face inexplicably burned hot. The bone setting ended, extremely smoothly. Even the divine physician stroked his beard and sighed. Could kissing really stop pain? This old man has been ignorant indeed. The military advisor bowed deeply to me. Thank you, Miss Manyu. I was mistaken before. Perhaps Miss truly is the master's lucky star after all. I was extremely embarrassed. The moment I met Xiaojing's gaze, I immediately looked away. It might have been my imagination, but I caught a glimpse of what seemed like the corners of his lips curling up. During Xiaojing's recovery period, I wasn't allowed to interfere with his private matters. At night, Qingmo and Baiyu took turns keeping watch. Winter passed and spring came. He could barely get out of bed, handling his daily meals and drinks himself. Though his movements were slow, his willpower was astonishing. Aside from discussing important matters with his confidants, Xiaojingzi spent almost all his time on rehabilitation. I had never seen anyone so diligent. He seemed like he never got tired at all. He looked increasingly spirited and handsome. I made you a spring outfit. Try it on and see if it fits. When Xiaojingzi smiled, it was like basking in a spring breeze. When making decisions, he appeared decisive and resolute. But in private, it was hard to imagine he had once been the deposed crown prince with thunderous methods. All right, Xiaojingzi changed clothes right in front of me. It fit perfectly. How does Manyu know my measurements? He asked casually, but I answered seriously. When you were unconscious, I already felt you all over, so naturally I know your measurements. The man's body stiffened, and he looked at me with a complicated expression, his eyes pitch black. Manyu, do you talk to Lord Shaolin this way too? I blinked, feigning innocence. I wasn't about to tell him I was deliberately imitating the content from those storybooks. In the past, I admired Lin Heng, and would never have been so frivolous. But now, I've come to realize that my feelings for Lin Heng might not be a woman's admiration for a man, but more like a younger sister's attitude toward her older brother. But Xiao Jingzi is different. Whenever I get the chance, I can't help but tease him, especially when I tease him until his earlobes turn red. I get even more excited. Azi, you are overthinking it. How could you and Lin Heng be the same? I only see him as an older brother. What kind of sister would strip her brother naked? The coldness in Xiao Jingzi's eyes vanished completely. Is that so? But you also said you originally wanted to marry him. I played dumb. Did I say that? I forgot. The past is the past. The present is the present. Who told me to meet a Z with such a gem before me? I can't look at anyone else anymore. Z, I care about you, and I wholeheartedly wish you well. I hope I can stay by your side forever. Xiao Jingzi's gaze shifted away, his fingertips scratching his high, bridged nose. I am now a commoner. Those who want to kill me are everywhere. If you return to the capital, you can still live a good life at the Lin family residence. Lin Heng will marry sooner or later. My status is awkward, and staying with the Lin family is no longer appropriate. I understand. Xiao Jingzi is testing me. I leaned close to him, able to smell the cold pine scent on his body. Z, no matter what your status is, I want to stay by your side, and you smell so good. Xiao Jingzi's gaze froze, and he stepped back half a step. It was just early spring, yet a thin layer of sweat appeared on his nose bridge. Manye, you must not be like this with other men. Men and women should keep their distance, and you cannot say other men smell nice. I chuckled secretly. Right. I only like getting close to Az, and I only smell Az's scent. Xiao Jingzi inexplicably coughed awkwardly. That day, his gaze kept avoiding me. Time flew by in an instant. By the following year, Xiao Jingzi had completely recovered, and his body had become healthy. He looked slim in clothes, but actually his whole body was lean muscle. The days seemed stable, but the atmosphere between Xiao Jingzi and me became increasingly strange. Every time our gazes met, or when our fingertips touched, I always felt like being brushed by a feather, my heart itching. When Xiao Jingzi had free time, he would teach me horseback riding and archery. But peaceful days are always short. Lived killing intent lurks everywhere. On this day in midsummer, Xiao Jingzi took me to inspect the northern border. Assassins disguised as street vendors suddenly launched an attack. Xiao Jingzi was the target of assassination. He pushed me away. Manue, you go back first. I couldn't become a burden, so I found a place and quickly hid myself. But what I never expected was that the assassins split into two groups, and another group was coming for me. Seeing me separated from Xiao Jingzi, someone took the opportunity to cover my head and took me away directly. Let me go, the person who abducted me explained. Miss Menu, we were sent by Lord Lin. This time we're here to take you back to the capital. It is Lin Heng. He is really strange. He was the one who did my fortune telling, told me my destined match was Xiao Jingzi, and that he would marry someone else. So why is he here to kidnap me? Let go. I am not going back. I was thrown into a carriage, the wheels racing fast, jolting me so much I wanted to vomit. It wasn't until nightfall that the carriage stopped at an inn. Miss Manue, make do for one night. We'll continue our journey tomorrow morning. These two men kept their eyes fixed on me, leaving me no way to escape. I simply closed my eyes to rest, but just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard a familiar bird call. It was the signal from Bai Yu. Xiao Jingzi and the others had caught up. I opened my eyes and made a fuss unreasonably. I want to bathe. I am covered in sweat and can't sleep at all. The two men exchanged glances, and one of them tried to persuade me. Miss Manue, Master Lin ordered us to rush you back to the capital as quickly as possible to avoid any mishaps along the way. I continued making a scene. I just want to take a bath. What mishap could there be? In this heat, I am about to go rancid. Also, you two shouldn't get too close to me. Your sweaty stench is keeping me from sleeping. The two men scratched their heads and had no choice but to comply. The two of them looked somewhat familiar, like guards from the Lin family. The bath water was quickly brought over. The men stood guard outside the door, listening quietly to the movements inside. I only removed my outer garment, and when stepping into the tub, I deliberately made noise. At this point, the men outside the door stopped eavesdropping. A window at the other end of the room was knocked, and I also made a bird call to make contact with him. At this moment, the window was pushed open from outside. It wasn't Bai Yu, but Xiao Jingzi. The man moved swiftly and agilely, jumping directly through the window. He rushed forward in one stride, and I also stood up from the bathtub. Just as Xiao Jingzi reached out to pick me up, his gaze fell on me and he instantly froze. Anxious to escape, I didn't notice his unusual reaction and actively clung to him. Let's go quickly. They still have quite a few people outside. Don't alert them. Xiao Jingzi held me in his arms, leaped down, and successfully took me away from the inn. When my feet touched the ground, I saw that Xiao Jingzi was having a nosebleed. You? Xiao Jingzi turned to the side, took off his outer garment, and wrapped me up. It is nothing, don't worry about it. I came to my senses, my face flushed red while also feeling a faint sense of anticipation. Don't be nervous. I've seen your body, and you saw mine tonight too. This counts as reciprocity. Anyway, we'll have to be honest with each other sooner or later. Xiao Jingzi raised his hand and wiped his face. He still hasn't gotten used to my boldness. Just as I was feeling smug, I was suddenly pressed against a tree trunk by the man, his breath rushing toward me. I was startled. Xiao Jingzi seemed to laugh in exasperation, his handsome face drawing even closer. But when about to touch my lips, he suddenly changed direction and moved to my ear. Man Yue, I am in good health now, and I am still a normal man who is fond of you. Before you provoke me, you'd better think clearly about the consequences. Huh? What did he say? Fond of me? I only caught that key point. Xiao Jingzi revealed his wild side. However, just as I was about to expect something, he returned to being gentle and refined. Lord Shaolin is really strange. My people have already found out that his wedding is imminent. If that is the case, why would he abduct you? I feigned innocence. Right. He is so strange. He was clearly the one who pointed me in the right direction, saying, "You are my destined one." Xiao Jingzi lifted me onto the horse and took me back to the residence in the northern border. On the way, I kept feeling his hot breath occasionally blowing into my ear. From that day on, Xiao Jingzi became increasingly vigilant, taking me with him almost everywhere he went. He also became increasingly busy, not avoiding me when handling affairs. I could roughly piece together the reason he was exiled. He was framed by the first prince and the imperial preceptor. The emperor also harbored suspicions. Even though he convicted him, he didn't put him to death. Over these 2 years, Xiao Jingzi secretly laid plans and discovered that the first prince was not the emperor's bloodline, but the imperial preceptor's son. The imperial concubine and the imperial preceptor were also childhood sweethearts and lovers. If that is the case, Zi is innocent. Then can Zi return to the capital? Xiao Jingzi looked straight at me, his voice clearly gentle, yet carrying a few traces of ambiguous coldness. Does Manyu hope for me to return to the capital, or do you want to go back yourself? After all, young Master Lin is in the capital. He is jealous. I didn't take the bait, instead teasing him back. Returning to the capital isn't bad either. I should go back to the Lin family to visit. Lady Lin has treated me well. Steady as Xiao Jingzi was, he lost his composure in an instant, his long arm reaching out, pulling me to sit in his lap. I immediately sensed something unusual, not daring to move. You and I aren't married yet. How can you do this? Xiao Jingzi acted like he'd thrown caution to the wind. What did I do? You are allowed to set fires, but I am not allowed to light a lamp. He has learned bad habits. I didn't dare continue fooling around, saying sincerely, the Empress is still in the palace. Surely Az must hope to return to the capital, where Az's heart points is also where my heart points. The man was finally satisfied, but he still wouldn't let me go. When Qingmo and Baiyu came over, they saw my lips and Xiao Jingzi's slowly drawing closer. The two of them, one turning right, one turning left, moved too quickly and collided with each other. We didn't see anything. Master and Miss Manyu, please continue. I escaped from Xiao Jingzi's embrace, not daring to provoke him anymore. Xiao Jingzi seemed unsatisfied, his eyes dark and deep. A few months later, the situation in the court changed dramatically. After several twists and turns with the forces behind Xiao Jingzi, he finally completely cleared his name of false accusations. The emperor issued a decree, restoring his position as crown prince, to depart for the capital immediately. Xiao Jingzi and I were never formally married, but once back in the capital, everyone in the city knew that the crown prince had already taken a wife in the northern territory. By chance, I learned the reason. Xiao Jingzi appeared calm and indifferent on the surface, but in reality had an extremely strong possessiveness and was very jealous. He had people spread the news and even had a storybook written. The content was that Lin Heng personally divined for his adopted sister and calculated her destined match. And that person was none other than Xiao Jingzi. The storybook also fabricated how Xiao Jingzi and I fell in love in the Northern Territory. Even I myself was too embarrassed to face people after reading the storybook. Some of the scene descriptions were so explicit they made one's face flush and neck redden. Xiao Jingzi, he is too scheming. During the imperial audience, the emperor and empress were already very familiar with the story of Xiao Jingzi and me. Probably due to preconceived notions, the emperor and empress treated me very well, wholeheartedly believing the stories in the book had already happened. Since this is a destined match, I shall officially grant you two a marriage. I became the crown princess. The empress bestowed a large amount of wealth and instructed, Manue, your figure looks perfect for childbearing. The crown prince is not young anymore. You should give him heirs soon. My face flushed red as I meekly agreed. Was it that I was unwilling? It was Xiao Jingzi who stopped halfway every time after teasing. Before the grand wedding, I was supposed to return to the Lin residence. Xiao Jingzi brought me to the crown prince's residence instead. What Lin residence? The capital is about to change. Don't you know? The Lin family isn't safe. This man is becoming more and more domineering, but Lin Heng came to the door. What surprised me was that after just over 2 years, Lin Heng had grown white hair at his temples. He is now the national preceptor's son-in-law, and thriving in officialdom too. Lin Heng lost control of his emotions. Manue. Back then the divination was just something I made up on the spot. It doesn't count at all. Be good. Come home with me. Lin Heng reached out to grab me. The next moment, Xiao Jingzi appeared, a strong force swatting away Lin Heng's hand. Lord Lin, this person belongs to me. What right do you have to take her away? It was Lord Lin who personally divined, and now you say it doesn't count, just like that. Can we get a round of applause for the crown prince? Lin Heng shows up years too late, crying about fake omens and trying to grab her back like a toddler who lost a toy. But Xiao Jingzi, he steps in with that big husband energy. No hesitation, no questions, just, she belongs to me. This is the green flag energy we deserve. Lin Heng fumbled the bag so hard, and watching him realize he lost the love of his life to a better man is pure, delicious justice. I was pulled to Xiao Jingzi's side. Lin Heng probably wasn't used to my coldness after all. In the past I was like a tail following behind his butt. He anxiously tried to prove something, taking out copper coins from his sleeve. Manue, if you don't believe me, I'll divine it for you right now. Lin Heng divined on the spot. The military advisor walked over. He also understood divination. When the divination came out, the military advisor was overjoyed. The marriage fate between Miss Manue and His Highness, the Crown Prince, is indeed an auspicious omen. Lin Heng didn't believe it. Tried several times repeatedly. All were highly auspicious. His body swayed slightly. How is this possible? No, the marriage fate between Manue and me is the auspicious one. Lin Heng divined another reading for him and me. It turned out to be highly inauspicious. The strategist laughed heartily. Young Master Lin, what regrets do you still have? Fortune changes, hearts change, and divinations change too. What you didn't cherish yourself once time passes becomes someone else's precious treasure. The strategist's words had a pointed meaning. Lin Heng froze in a daze, and after a long moment, laughed self-mockingly. So, Manue, you've made up your mind to choose the Crown Prince? I nodded frankly. Xiao Jingzi directly used actions to explain everything, in front of everyone. He lowered his head and kissed me. How should I put it? This angle, force, posture, rhythm, exquisite. Lin Heng left in a daze, his soul seemingly lost. I heard the strategist and a few others discussing how to deal with the first prince and the state preceptor. Thinking of Lin Heng's upcoming situation, I couldn't help but worry. Xiao Jingzi saw my dilemma. He pinched my cheeks with both hands. Manue, I know the Lin family has shown you kindness. I've also investigated young Master Lin. He is neither meritorious nor at fault. Once the first prince and state preceptor are brought to justice, I will show leniency. But you are not allowed to look at young Master Lin even once more, worthy of being the crown prince, when it is time to be magnanimous. He doesn't make things difficult at all. Thank you, Ozzy. I knew Ozzy is the best man in the whole world. I must have accumulated 8 lifetimes of blessings to achieve this happy ending with Ozzy. I am going to pray to the bodhisattvas of the 4 directions right now. Xiao Jingzi was coaxed by me into high spirits, like a Buddhist disciple finally awakened to worldly desires. Once he stepped into the mortal realm, he became unstoppable. Even something as simple as kissing could be done with endless variations. Before my grand wedding with Xiao Jingzi, the first prince and the imperial preceptor rebelled. Lin Heng rushed to the crown prince's residence with the family guards. He still wanted to take me away, but I was no longer the Chu Manyu of the past. Holding a crossbow, I personally commanded the crown prince's hidden guards and quickly broke through the siege. Lin Heng was captured alive by me. His Highness promised me that once the dust settles, he would spare you and the Lin family. But the premise is that you haven't participated in the rebellion, so I can only lock you up for now. Lin Heng smiled bitterly, tears in his eyes. He only heard what he wanted to hear. So, Manyu, you are protecting me. You still care about me. I corrected him. I care about the Lin family and madam. I also understand your past difficulties and sympathize with you. Lin Heng, I don't resent you. Everyone chooses what they think is important, but I hope you'll stop being so obsessed. I find it very annoying. Lin Heng fell silent. He didn't resist and obediently let me lock him up. I continued guarding the crown prince's residence, quietly waiting for Xiao Jingzi. Until the 8th day, the sound of horse hooves suddenly came from outside the main gate of the crown prince's residence. The steward rushed to report, "Crown princess, the first prince and the imperial preceptor have been defeated. But the remaining rebels still want to make a last-ditch struggle. They want to capture you, to use you to threaten His Highness the Crown Prince." I nodded, imitating Xiao Jingzi's manner, and ordered everyone. "Everyone listen up. Archers, prepare yourselves. Any rebel who tries to approach the Crown Prince's residence, kill without mercy." The Crown Prince's residence was besieged for over an hour. Xiao Jingzi led troops to kill his way over and exterminated the rebels. The main gate opened. Xiao Jingzi strode urgently into the residence. His anxious gaze looked over. "Manue?" I dropped the bow and crossbow in my hand, lifted my skirt and ran toward him, then hugged his lean waist tightly. I looked up and asked him, "Please, I am your Manue, so I am also very capable." I praised him, and by the way praised myself too. Xiao Jingzi lowered his head and kissed me. Qingmo and Baiyu immediately ordered, "Everyone listen up. Turn around. No one is allowed to look." The military advisor sighed. Tesk, at least consider the occasion." Extra chapter: after the coup, the Lin family was preserved, but returned to its former state. Lin Heng performed divination countless times. He discovered that between him and Manyu, there were only ill omens, but before, they were clearly all great fortunes. For the sake of his family, he personally pushed Manyu to the Crown Prince, fulfilling the auspicious marriage between the Crown Prince and Manyu after. All that scheming and struggling, he still got nothing. The family remained weak, and the Manyu he raised would never shine upon him again. Later on, Lin Heng never performed divination again. What is the use of calculating everything? It is still no match for fate's gentle wave. Okay, my loves, can we talk about the satisfaction of this ending? Lin Heng represents every guy who thinks he is too logical for love. He spent years calculating the perfect future, weighing his options, and treating Manue like an asset in his portfolio. He thought she would always be there on the shelf, waiting for him to be ready. But Xiao Jingzi, from the moment she saved him, he didn't need a calculator. He saw her value when he was at his lowest, and the second he got his power back, he made her his equal. He didn't care about omens. He created his own destiny. It just proves that if a man wants to be with you, he will move mountains to do it. If he is make excuses about bad timing or bad luck for a decade, run, don't walk, to the nearest city gate and find yourself a fallen prince. I need to hear your thoughts in the comments. The X Factor: have you ever waited too long for a Lin Heng, only to realize he was wasting your time? Kissing cure. On a scale of 1 to 10, how slick was Manue's move to kiss him during surgery? Cunning or cute? Team Prince. Are we all in agreement that possessive in a good way Xiao Jingzi is the standard? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more ancient tea time. Love you all.